The Highlands do not need darkness to feel watched. Even in daylight, the land seems alert, as if it remembers everything that has ever vanished within it. Long before maps made Scotland familiar, people believed the landscape was alive with predators that did not hunt loudly, did not rush, and did not forgive mistakes. These were not campfire monsters. They were explanations for why bodies were never recovered, why rivers demanded lives without warning, and why travelers learned to fear beauty as much as brutality. The water was always the first place to be avoided. The Kelpie does not announce itself as a monster. It waits, motionless by the riverbank or loch shore, perfectly formed, calm, inviting. Its eyes are often described as wrong, too knowing, too human. But curiosity overrides instinct. When someone touches it, the truth reveals itself. The Kelpie's skin tightens like glue. Fingers fuse to flesh. Panic sets in only after escape becomes impossible. As it drags its victim into the water, it does not thrash or rush. It sinks slowly, deliberately. Letting terror exhaust the body before drowning finishes the work. Older tales say the Kelpie enjoys the struggle because fear makes the flesh richer. Even worse is the Each-Uisge. Unlike the Kelpie, the Each-Uisge learns its victims. It watches paths. It listens to conversations. It appears repeatedly until trust forms. It may offer companionship, charm, even affection. Only when its victim is isolated does it strike. Once submerged, the Each-Uisge sheds its disguise. Teeth lengthen, limbs distort, and it feeds until nothing recognizable remains. Fishermen claimed the creature left human livers floating on the surface as warnings to others. Lochs associated with it were avoided even during droughts. If the water could imitate safety, the forests perfected deception. The Baobhan Sith approaches as salvation. She finds men who are lost, exhausted, or alone. Her voice is soothing, her presence comforting. She offers warmth, conversation, sometimes shelter. Then the air grows heavy. Victims describe a draining sensation rather than pain, as if life itself is being siphoned away. They collapse without wounds, their bodies pale and empty. The Baobhan Sith does not frenzy or bite. She feeds quietly, efficiently, leaving behind corpses that appear untouched, making her crimes easy to overlook and impossible to prove. Iron repels her, not because it wounds her, but because it reminds her of what she is not. Permanent, grounded, human. Some creatures do not hide at all. The Nuckelavee is so grotesque that even hardened communities feared speaking its name aloud. Skinless, steaming, and fused grotesquely to a horse's body, it radiates sickness. Crops rot overnight. Animals miscarry. People fall ill without explanation. Those who saw it described its breath as poisonous, its presence unbearable. It does not chase. It approaches slowly, confident that escape is unlikely. Rain is the only known defense, forcing terrified witnesses to throw themselves into rivers to survive. The Nuckelavee represents a horror without intent, destruction that does not hate you, does not recognize you, and will kill you simply by existing nearby. Some Scottish monsters are frightening precisely because they were once human. The bean Niji appears hunched and silent by streams, endlessly washing bloodied clothing. The cloth never comes clean. It only darkens. To see her is to recognize your fate, or that of someone you love. She does not lie. She does not comfort. She does not interfere. Some who tried to speak with her were struck mute or driven mad by what they learned. In this myth, death does not hunt. It schedules. Far offshore, where storms rise without warning, wait the blue men of the Minch. They surface during gales, laughing as ships struggle. Their skin is blue as deep bruises. Their eyes gleam with anticipation. They shout riddles over the roar of the sea. Answer incorrectly, and they rock the vessel until it capsizes. Answer correctly, and they let it pass, not out of mercy, but boredom. Survivors said the blue men laughed either way. Intelligence in their presence is not wisdom. It is currency. Then there are the redcaps. Small, vicious, and feral, they inhabit ruins and abandoned towers. Their caps must be soaked in fresh blood to stay red. When the color fades, so does their strength. They attack without warning, armed with rusted weapons and relentless cruelty. They are fast, tireless, and fueled by fear. Only unwavering confidence can repel them. Hesitation invites pursuit. They are what happens when violence becomes habit rather than impulse. Not all Scottish creatures kill with force. The Selkie destroys lives without bloodshed. When a Selkie's skin is stolen, it becomes trapped on land, forced into a human life it never chose. It may love its family, it may care deeply for its children, but the sea calls relentlessly. When the skin is recovered, the Selkie leaves without hesitation. Families watch their loved one walk into the ocean and vanish beneath the waves, never to return. The horror lies not in betrayal, but inevitability. Love is irrelevant when nature reclaims what was taken. Scottish folklore does not promise justice. It does not reward innocence. It warns. These creatures exist to remind us that some places are not meant to be conquered, understood, or tamed. The land remembers, the water waits, and the old stories insist that survival was never guaranteed, only negotiated. Because in Scotland, terror is not loud, it is patient, and it has been watching longer than you have been alive. For more fascinating stories, subscribe to On This Day.